Hi everyone, I hope you're all doing fine, and in today's video I want to talk about how to know if your inner child is wounded or not. So what is an inner child? Basically, inner child is a child that is within each one of us, and that child needs our attention, love, and if we are disconnected from our inner child, we feel bored, lazy, or we feel like there is no meaning to life. But when we are connected to our inner child, we feel joyful, we feel like we have a meaning in this life, and we feel more loved. So the reasons for having a wounded inner child stems from our childhood. Let's say in your childhood you were neglected by your parents, or you as a child you didn't feel safe. And by safe I don't mean just physically, but by safe as in spiritual, emotional, and psychological safety. Let's say out of these four, like physical, emotional, psychological, and spiritual, physical needs are almost met by all of us, like because our parents provided us with house, food, and clothes, which is the basic needs of physical safety. Let's talk about if they were able to provide us with emotional, spiritual, or psychological safety, because these other three are the most important ones. Let me clear one thing here. Let's not blame our parents, because it's not their fault. They tried their best with whatever education and mental level they had at those times. So this is not about blaming anyone. If we blame them, this will make our healing process a little more difficult. So let's find out if your inner child is wounded or not. I found the website and I will link it below in the description, so you can also read it by yourself. It has a lot of information about how to heal your inner child and how to know if your inner child is wounded or not. So let me go through the questions now, and you can see if your inner child is wounded or not. So I'm just gonna read these questions and you have to answer a yes or a no, and you have to remember as well if you're answering more yes or if you're answering more no's. So let's start. In the deepest part of me, I feel there is something terribly wrong with me. I experience anxiety whenever thinking about doing something new. I'm a people pleaser and tend to lack a strong identity. I'm a rebel, misfit. I feel more alive when I'm in conflict with other people. I tend to hoard things and have trouble letting go. I feel guilty standing up for myself. I feel inadequate and not good enough as a man or a woman. I'm driven to always be an A+ super achiever. I believe I'm a terrible sinner and I'm afraid of going to hell. I constantly criticize myself for being inadequate or unworthy. I'm rigid and perfectionist. I have trouble starting or finishing things. I'm ashamed of expressing strong emotions such as sadness or anger. I rarely get mad, but when I do, I become rageful. I have sex when I don't want to. I'm ashamed of my bodily functions such as pee, poo. I spend too much time looking at pornography. I distrust everyone, including myself. I'm an addict or have been addicted to something. I avoid conflict at every chance possible. I'm afraid of people and tend to avoid them. I feel more responsible for others than myself. I never felt close to my mother or father. My deepest fear is being abandoned. I'll do anything to cling to a person or a relationship. I struggle to say no. If you answered yes to 10 or more questions, then you seriously need to start your inner child work, as it can really affect your whole life. Because once you will heal your inner child, you will see that your relationships will improve, you will find more abundance in your life, and you will be feeling more positive and more connected to yourself, and your relationship with yourself will improve, and your self-love will, and you will also start loving yourself more, because you will see that you are doing this effort to heal yourself, to heal your inner child, and your inner child will also feel very happy and loved to see that you are doing something for him or her. You can also go to that website and read by yourself and evaluate if your inner child is wounded or not, if it needs healing or not. So I'm gonna start a series of videos to share my experience of how I'm healing my inner child, because my inner child is also wounded and I have started my inner child healing journey, and I also want to share this journey with you guys so you can also see what's working out for me and if you can take any lessons from my experiences. So I would like to share this inner child healing journey with you. So this will be in the form of different short videos, and I will be uploading them as I go through my inner child healing journey. The reason for having a wounded inner child stems from our childhood. For example, your parents didn't show you physical affection. They were not hugging or kissing you, or they were not telling you that they love you, or how valuable you are to them, or how much they care for you. These words of love, you didn't receive those words of love, or you didn't receive the physical affection. Or let's say you were continuously body shamed by your parents or your caregivers, or let's say you were shamed by your parents or caregivers, or you were left alone by them, let's say for some time, and then you felt so unsafe, or they were abusing you verbally, or you were physically punished by your parents. You keep attracting partners that are toxic. This also stems from your childhood traumas. There are other reasons as well, but these are the main top reasons why your inner child could be wounded. So join me on this journey of healing my inner child, and let's heal our inner childs together, and to make this world a more lovely place, and a place that is full of peace and love. So take care of yourself.